So we gotta have the conversation right here about this little scene, this little dance. I'm real glad that when I was fucking 3 years old or 4 years old, I mean, you see this kid is like.
Hey, sorry, don't mean to bother you right now, but have I ever shown you?
So the thing is that we were having this conversation earlier, and I made the statement that other countries are not going to stand for this shit. And one of our followers, who is a fan of mine, one of your greatest supporters, I love every single post and story you ever posted until this one, which was the previous one. The 2+ LGBTQI are not the reason that these countries are ditching the US dollar. Terrible video, terrible. Listen, they're ditching America as a leader. China's yuan is anything better than the dollar, but now they're looking at America and China, and they don't see in China somebody doing that, dancing in front of a kid. That's the game. And now you got this. It used to be the LGBT, then it's the LGBTQ. Now it's 2+ LGB. Is this a computer code? Are we you know what I'm saying, hacking a satellite, or are we talking? It's the games of inclusivity, and it's turning inclusivity into something that has nothing to do with inclusivity. So here's an example of that. Let's take a look at this one.
Dead naming the murderer, right? They're referring to the murderer by their given name, not their chosen name.
Given name, not chosen name.
This conversation because I didn't think people.
All right, so I'm not here to put anybody down. That anybody wants to make a life choice as an adult to change their gender or whatever. That's not my business. That's not my issue. I want to send as much love as possible. However, the line has to be drawn when you're pushing it on children who can't make up their own mind. And people are in this country think it's a good idea to put them on puberty blockers, right? What's the debate? Because if they don't get to make them go on puberty blockers, then their puberty hits and they can't go back. Well, obviously the same is true for the opposite. As a child, you can't make those decisions. And these sick people pushing that on children to make those decisions for them is where you got to draw the line. You can't do it. It just can't be done. So here's to the point, right? You got a split screen.
People in our families, in our lives, in our opportunities.
You got Russia and China shaking
I'm not being
hands.
facetious when I say this, being seen with people like you.
Day 74, being a girl, round of applause for the makeup.
Round of
and they were all
applause.
staring directly at my crotch.
At my
And
crotch.
I went, oh, I forgot that my crotch doesn't look like other women's crotches. Number 2, I can do it too.
Right. My crotch doesn't look like other women's crotches. That's fucking great. But this team, that's what's pushing these people together. They're saying, you know what, man? You know what, Xi Jinping? You know what, Vladimir Putin? What the fuck are we sitting here while these guys are playing the fucking dress up and staring at each other's crotches? Are we going to let them be the leaders of the world? Fuck no. You're bringing your enemies together. That's what the fuck you're doing.
Will soon no longer be the world standard. Our economy is crashing, inflation is out of control. Russia has joined with China. Can you believe that? Saudi Arabia has joined with Iran. China, Russia, Iran, and
They don't want to be friends with us no more. They don't want to be friends with us no more because we're fucking out of our
Lay down
minds.
between two men. Some of my gay friends, two of them, each on the end of each of the two beds that were facing me, and I'm against the desk like this.
What the fuck is he even talking about for real?
Revolution. I'm Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and I pledge allegiance to the drag.
Yeah, while she's supposed to be helping you out and helping the district, she kicked Amazon out of fucking New York so she could go pledge allegiance to the drag.
Any government confirmed the resignation of multiple high-ranking Ukrainian officials caught in a massive corruption scheme.
So listen, it's all a fucking scam. Here's what the fuck is going on. The Biden administration is infiltrated, and the Democratic Party is infiltrated by China. There's no way they could be making these decisions. It's all China infiltrating them on the ground level, giving them their whispering in their ear, like in that Lord of the Rings scene where they have that king under control. and subverting America from within, trying to, whether they stole the election or whatever, they're funneling money, they're having their money stolen, they're trying to degrade the currency, degrade the society, degrade the civilization. Okay? And this movement of taking children and pushing them and then identifying an identity, and I'm this, I'm that, I say this, what's my identity, what's a woman, oh it's this, or it's LGBT. And a lot of the other news, my friend with the comment, even the gay and lesbian community don't want to be bunched in with a bunch of other fucking crazy shit. They don't want it. What is this guy doing?
Members of the board, my name is Craig Schubert. I'm the mayor of this city.
What is he saying?
It has come to my attention that your educators are distributing essentially what is
Child pornography, yeah. And then that whole game comes down to child pornography, their favorite fantasy, to make it legal to have sex with children. Because the people that are coming these days, whether they're from China or they're within the United States, they got the money, they got gated communities, they have lives that are so secure, so protected. The only thing they want is to have their this sick sexual fantasies fulfilled, and that's what it is.
And not all students who menstruate are female. We need to make sure that all students have access to these products.
Not all female. Enough. It's the games are over. You're not gonna fool the reality. They're not gonna come along to this for this ride. Not all females are menstruate or menstruate.
Gender dysphoria, this intense loathing of one's biological sex. This used to affect just 1 out of about 50,000 kids, and mostly boys. And we know from academic studies that were done that 80 to 90% of the time these boys just grew out of it when they went through puberty.
Right. You ain't gonna get a fucking chance to grow out of nothing if you're taking puberty blockers and you fuck up your life. So the name of the game is the same old shit. Now, when it comes to this comment, I'm sorry I disappointed you, Dominique. All right, but that's my opinion. That's the Trax News. They will abandon us over these issues. I'm here to support all the people and all their lives, but we're not gonna be able to have to subvert this nation and alienate reasonable people, so we could play this puberty blockers with children and destroy this country. That's really what it is for me.